it can be very difficult choosing the style of logo for your client. But today, I'm going to show you why typographic logo designs are really useful, and they might be the right choice for your next logo design project. Making today's video possible is Hostinger, and I'm going to showcase their awesome cloud hosting service and how you can get up to 91% off a yearly web hosting plan for your website. So we're first going to take a look at two different types of typographic logos that exist in the graphic design world. There are actually, in fact, generally 7 types of logo, but we're going to be looking at monogram, otherwise known as lettermarks, and also wordmark logos. Now, it can be daunting when designing a logo for a client and deciding what type of logo to go for, but you don't need to worry, because today you're going to learn why and when typographic logos are needed for your projects. So essentially, a monogram logo is a typography based logo that's comprised of a few letters, usually the company's initials. The lettermark is all about simplicity. By utilizing just a few letters, the lettermark logos are effective at streamlining any company brand if they have a long name. So for example, think about NASA. Think about the actual name of that company. That huge long name wouldn't actually work that well as a logo. So this is where the lettermark does step in and take action. On the other hand, we have the wordmark logos, which are also typographic in nature. There's no logo marks to be found here at all. These focus on business names alone. So think about Cadbury chocolate or Canon cameras, and think how iconic their logos are with just using simple logo type. Wordmark logos work really well when a company has a really distinct name. Also, like the lettermark logo, the decision for the typography is going to be very important, but more about that later. So that's a brief rundown of both the logos, but when and how to use them. Monogram or lettermark logos are used when a business happens to have a long name, as we said with NASA. Condensing the business name into initials will help simplify the design, and likewise, customers are going to have an easier time remembering the business of that logo and that company. A wordmark logo is a good decision if the business is new and it wants to get the name out there, but just make sure it's short enough to take advantage of the design itself. Just a quick drop tip for you guys, make sure the logo type is relevant to the brand message. This is super important, and we're going to talk about this later in the video, so stay tuned. Now, both lettermark and wordmark logos are easy to replicate across marketing materials and branding, and this makes them highly adaptable for, say, developing a business. That is, of course, if it's done correctly with sufficient skills. Now, I keep saying on this channel, think about your target audience, what appeals to that group of people, what style of fonts is going to attract them, and what really does trigger them. So as you can see here, we have the Armani logo that works really well because the logo type is formal, it's high class, high status, and it's contemporary. This matches the brand very well, but the other example, you can see it doesn't express that whatsoever. So always consider the purpose of the logo and who is going to be viewing it. Then you can decide on the font choice, which in today's video is the entire logo because we're talking about typography logos, which means it's extra important. So spend time really working on trying out different font choices, researching your niche, and simply trying hard to make sure the logo type matches the brand. Now, every font has a voice. Its aesthetic nature speaks to the viewer and thus gives off impressions to them. You need to want to control those impressions with the choice of font of the logo. Are you going to be aiming your design at elderly people or teenagers, maybe working class males or young professionals? This is what you need to be asking yourself when you're choosing the font for your logo designs. It really is so crucial to the success of the logo, and I can't emphasize that enough. But let's assume we're designing a wordmark logo aimed at young professionals. You'd maybe want to consider these points and these traits that you can see on screen now to target this kind of person. This will lead to you knowing what kind of fonts and what kind of styles that you should be going for. Research is king, and you should remember that, it really is. Professional and efficient designers know this, and they don't simply slap fonts on logos here, there, and everywhere. It's a tactical, well thought out plan. So yeah, again, thanks to Hostinger for making today's video possible. Cloud hosting gives you the best of both worlds, the simplicity of shared hosting and the power of reliability of VPS. If you intend to grow your career or your business fast, cloud hosting is the choice for you. Hostinger is fully managed with an entire team ready to help. You can just click the message box and drop them a message anytime, any day. They have dedicated resources and their simplicity is unparalleled. And like I said before, you can get up to 91% off a cloud hosting plan when you use my code Satori Graphics. Check the link below to Hostinger and see if it's something you need for your business. But yeah, of course guys, remember everything today about typographic logos, when to use them, when not to use them, and why they're useful. I hope you have a great day, and until next time, design your future today. Peace.